you know, it was such a blow that you just don't really start thinking for at least a month. And at the time I was throwing up mouthfuls of blood. I was on the therapy for 10 days. The bleeding had stopped, the pain had stopped. Came home, did therapy for 2 years. After 3 months, my doctors here wondered why I was still living. They asked me if I would have a CAT scan, which I did. The masses of the cancer had gone. They said, "I don't know what you're doing. We don't want to know what you're doing. Just keep doing it." The doctors at that time said I would never live to see my second grandchild, which he is now 19 years old. So we proved them wrong. I have I have 4 grandkids now and a granddaughter, and last night they took me out. It was my 65th birthday party, and it was nice to have them all together as a family after. I hope they appreciate me. At the time I was fighting the pancreas cancer, we got a call from Michael Landon. You may remember him. He was from Little House on the Prairie. He had pancreatic cancer. They gave him 3 months to live, the same as they did me. He wouldn't go down to Mexico, but he started the Gerson therapy at home with his family. He went on to the Tonight Show, and he looked wonderful. He said he felt wonderful, and the doctors, after seeing, I guess, him on the Tonight Show, tried to talk him out of doing the Gerson. But so he went with the doctors and did some procedure that they thought would work, and he wouldn't lose his beautiful long hair. He phoned us after he did this treatment and said he knew that was the end, that he should have stayed with the Gerson. And there is no doubt in my mind that he would be alive today if he had stayed with the Gerson.
Pat is of Hungarian ancestry and read with great interest and delight about a new Gerson hospital in Budapest, Hungary. This hospital is not your ordinary hospital. It is a medieval castle and is devoted to treating cancer or disease patients with the Gerson therapy exclusively. Finally, after 75 years and tens of thousands of healed people, the world at last is embracing this answer to cancer. Other hospitals are opening in Asia and Eastern Europe. The book of mankind's journey in history is a ride through profound darkness, despair, suffering, and indescribable sadness. But the story does not end there. And in recorded human history, there's also triumph and hope over seemingly insurmountable societal, individual, and environmental ills. As historians and scientists go back in time, from the fall of ancient Rome as a result of drinking water from leaded pipes, to the secrets of the distant past frozen in some of the world's greatest ice fields, we can see a traceable legacy of other cultures and life forms that have arrived and survived on Earth for tens of thousands of years. Only now, and for some, perhaps hauntingly, the melting ice sheets reveal through fossilized remains that nothing is permanent, that life is fragile and beautiful. Dr. Gerson, who was the first holistic physician in the United States, called his approach to medicine totality. He was a health ecologist. To draw the connection, as Dr. Gerson did, of the large-scale environmental challenges and the viability of life hinging essentially upon what we pour into our cups and place on our plates, is so simple, yet profoundly hard to grasp by modern medicine's modalities. Quite simply, the time has passed in which we cannot take for granted the substances that we swallow. The purity and soundness of food has taken on a whole new meaning, and with every meal, we're either digging our own graves with the silverware or ensuring a healthy, productive life for not only us, but our progeny. The future of our children today is a mystery, and the future of their children is even more so. Will they see the natural world and the wild creatures therein only as historical snapshots? The pivotal moment for modern civilization is here. Like the proverbial canary in the coal mine, all wild creatures bear testament to the health of our external metabolism, our natural world, the environment. For each of us eventually, whether we are ready or not, someday it will come to an end. There will be no more sunrises, no minutes, hours, or days. All the things you collected, whether treasured or forgotten, will pass to someone else. Your wealth, fame, and temporal power will shrivel to irrelevance. It will not matter what you owned or owed. Your grudges, resentments, frustrations, and jealousies will finally disappear. So too your hopes, ambitions, plans, and to-do lists will expire. The wins and losses that once seemed so important will fade away. It won't matter where you came from, or on what side of the tracks you lived at the end. Even your gender and skin color will be irrelevant. So what will matter? How will the value of your days be measured? What will matter is not what you bought, but what you built. Not what you got, but what you gave. What will matter is not what you learned, but what you taught. What will matter is every act of integrity, compassion, courage, or sacrifice that enriched, empowered, or encouraged others to emulate your example. What will matter is not your competence, but your character. What will matter is not how many people you knew, but how many will feel a lasting loss when you're gone. What will matter is not your memories, but the memories that live in those who loved you. What will matter is how long you will be remembered, by whom, and for what. A life lived significantly is not one of circumstance, as much as it was of unfailing dedication, of choice. A life that touched and cured a dying and suffering humanity then and now.